Wait till you're announced. We've not yet lost our
Broadcasting live, 2K Sports presents the NBA. It's Monday night. This is Kevin Harlan here with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. Doris Burke has her reports tonight from the sidelines. Well, Washington Wizards coming to this one following a loss to the Nets.
Yeah, I don't think they enjoyed watching the tape of that loss because there's no question they were the better team going into it, and yet they got completely crushed.
I'm actually still trying to figure out what happened there, Steve. No matter how it looks on paper, you've still got to show up, lace up, and play. It looked like they just weren't interested in being there.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. First quarter of play, we're about 3 minutes in. And Beal kicks to Nene. Baseline J on the way, and that's good for two. Nene's got his second basket.
Well, Nene is a player who can help you score in a number of ways. Solid jump shooter from the high post. He's also a high-efficiency finisher around the rim. And he can throw down some ferocious dunks.
Clutch, he's checked in for Orlando. That's good. Clutch has got his first points of the game.
Gotta love the finger roll up and over the defense.
Wizards leading by 11. Doris Burke had a chance to catch up with head coach Randy Whitman. Doris, what did he have to say?
Well, I asked him what strategy they were going to use at the offensive end, and he told me that they did not want to have to rely on their perimeter game. Instead, he plans to exploit what he described as a mismatch on the interior, saying, quote, "We have the talent inside to make things very difficult on them. We're going to use it." Kevin?
Thank you, Doris. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
You know, the height difference there is huge, but he canceled it out with great body control in the air.
Exactly, Steve. He got to the hoop and wouldn't allow himself to be manhandled by the big boy.
Here's what Washington's going with right now. Kevin Serafin, he's checked in for Gortat. Blair comes in for Nene. Martell Webster, he's checked in for Pierce. And Miller's subbed in for Beal. Shot clock at 2. Miller, no luck. The Magic trail by 11. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Great job. Taking it right at the defense. I like the aggressiveness.
Yeah, he left him no choice but to foul there.
The Magic have made 2 of the previous 3 free throws in today's game.
Well, you take a look at the numbers, guys. They're shooting 74% on the season. Guys,
their free throw shooting has slipped a bit since last year. But not really to the point where they should be overly concerned about it.
Blair. Second chance shot, and it's blocked. Here's Clutch. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. Clutch has got 8 points.
Both teams on fire right from the opening tip.
Pedal to the throttle, Steve, just like we like it.
Wall draws the double. Shoots from 12. Shot is off. And Orlando the other way now. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Chicago.
And, you know, Kevin, despite the outcome, I think they got to be feeling pretty good coming into this game. There are a lot of positives they can take away from that performance.
Yeah, you can't dwell on the final score in that case. You have to think about the things you did well and build on those.
Back to Miller. He's looking for Blair and finds him. Got him up in the air with the pump fake and then took advantage. 27 seconds left here in the first quarter. Here's Clutch. Soft touch off the glass. Clutch has got 10 points in the game.
And there it is again. That's where their points have been coming today, from the low post.
And even under pressure in tight, they've maintained their concentration and converted their opportunities.
Wall attacking. Oh, that's blocked. They recover it, and they're able to recover. Another miss. Boy, they had their chance there, but couldn't get it to go. Coming up Wednesday. All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And when you consider both teams making substitutions here. The Magic trail by 14, so on the floor for Orlando. Mo Harkless and Tobias Harris, the forwards. Ben Gordon out there with Clutch, and it's Vucevic in at the 5, roaming the paint. They get it back, and a good offensive board, and he gets the bucket. Vucevic has got his second bucket of the night. Washington's gotten off 4 shots from three-point range tonight and buried every one of them. It's Wall with the drive. Shot is off. They've been able to get out to this lead without really getting a very reliable performance out of him from the field. A theme that has unfortunately come up for this Orlando franchise is their inability to keep a franchise talent for long. Of course, you think both about Shaq and Dwight Howard and their exits. That's good.
Really tough to get that shot off with the size differential there. It's not an individual matchup he's going to win every time, especially in the post.
Very well done. I didn't think he had any business operating down there with the big fellas.
Webster with it, and it's Gordon picking him up. And Wall kicks to Webster, shoots it up. Rebounded by Vucevic. Vucevic has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. And about Orlando and their stars, is it better, Clark, to have had stars and lost them, or to never have had stars at all on your team?
Well, it's a different kind of heartache, that's for sure. I think you'd rather have them and lose them than not to have them at all. But Orlando has seen a lot of success for how long they've been a franchise. They'd like to be able, though, looking ahead, to keep that next star that's wearing a Magic uniform right now.
Here's Clutch. Harris a screen on Wall. Here's Clutch. No good on the buzzer beater. And we
Bradley, it certainly seemed...
Okay, guys, let's talk about that first half. We've given this crowd way...
And now the third quarter about to get going. Bradley Beal having a dominant impact in this game.
Just a pleasure to watch him play basketball. The way he sets up his...
Let's go, you're up. My time.
Blair comes in for Nene. Martell Webster, he's checked in for Pierce. And Miller's subbed in for Beal. Orlando also making some changes. Harkless is checked in for Fry. Gordon comes in for Oladipo. And Luke Ridnour subbed in for Payton. We've got Webster, Wall out there with Andre Miller. Then it's Kevin Seraphin. And it's Blair in at power forward. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington. Clutch is checked in for Luke Ridnour. And here is our 2K leaderboard. These teams have been on fire over the course of the past 10 games. 5th on the list, the Magic.
Now, the thing I like is they're getting good shots every time down the floor, and it's due to their unselfishness as a team.
And Wall, here we go now. Puts up the baby hook, and the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play.
Well, an 8-rebound advantage like the one they have now is always going to swing the score hard in that team's direction.
And that's certainly been the case today. Their rebounding has made a huge difference.
No good from Clutch. Wizards leading by 22. And so it looks like the Wizards will retain possession here. On the Wizards with possession. Miller kicks to Webster from the arc. And a great assist by Miller as that one goes in. Miller's got 5 assists tonight. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Harris passes to Clutch. Jump shot is good that time. Clutch has got 19 points.
And he's made the most of his chances, hasn't he? He really needs to continue to work for those good looks.
Here's Serafin, and he can't bank that one in. Out of bounds, Washington takes possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
This Friday. In a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
Well, this is what you talk about when you have the offensive play coming together based on tremendous passing. It's the rhythm and flow that occurs that makes this a beautiful game.
Wizards leading by 23. Fourth quarter on the floor for the Magic. Mo Harkless and Tobias Harris the forwards. Gordon out there with Clutch, and it's Fry in at the 5 down low. Shot clock at 6. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Nene, a 6'11" Brazilian big man, strong and quick-footed with a nice touch. He's a quality two-way player. And for him, as it is the case with a lot of players, it's about health. You know, over the course of his 12-year career, he's missed almost a third of available games due to injury.
So for the Wizards, Gortat's checked in for Kevin Serafin. Pierce comes in for Martell Webster. And Bradley Beal subbed in for John.
Let's see what you got, son.
Oh, I got plenty.
Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Well, you talk about Nene's troubles at times staying on the court, Steve. Some say he's unwilling to play through pain.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's the case. You know, all I know is that when he's healthy, he is one of the most effective big men in the NBA. And he had in the playoffs last year, particularly in that Chicago series.
Clutch, he's checked in for the Magic. The Magic have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Out to the right wing. From deep, Harkless with the bucket.
In the first half, they didn't shoot nearly as many threes. But finding themselves down now, they've started to cast up a lot more triples.
Miller kicks to Pierce. Nene setting the pick for Pierce. There's a screen by Gortat. Back to Miller. Outside Pierce. Shot clock at 6. There's the pass to Beal. Second shot opportunity, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Just an amazing game for Nene. He's got 14 points and also 3 nice steals. He's been tough on the inside and displayed great vision with his passing, too.
Yeah, he's giving them a little bit of everything, guys.
Analytics has become a huge part of the NBA, and one element of that jumps out at me is basically the cameras that track every movement of every player and can provide info on when exactly a player gets tired to how much of their time on the floor they are actually running instead of standing around.
And back to the camera system you were talking about, some teams using it more than others, but they are starting to find and use all sorts of data, Steve, from those cameras.
Yeah, it's interesting to hear how different teams are using that technology. Some teams use it to check on the club's spacing. They'll see how many times a guy is dribbling the ball compared to the season before. That's what the Celtics did with Rondo. It's really interesting. It's a tremendous amount of data to process. But the trick is, making it work, making it mean something.
That free throw missing.
Nikola Vucevic has a basketball pedigree. I mean, it's pretty impressive. His father played professionally in Europe for more than 2 decades, including for the Yugoslavian national team. His mother was a player as well. So you might say his DNA was set up to play the game.
Gortat with a screen on Payton. Nene setting the pick for Pierce. Back to Miller.
It's go time. Check in.
I'm on it.
The Magic trailed by 21. Pass to Oladipo. Back to Peyton. Passes it to Oladipo. Clock at 4. Can't hit, and it's Washington the other way. Earlier in the game, they held a 25. And Vucevic, a growing celebrity in his native Montenegro, building on his family's basketball legacy.
Yeah, Vucevic, perhaps not a household name yet in the United States, but the way he's begun his career, that may not be the case for long.
And the Wizards are going with a whole new group out there now. Wizards leading by 21. A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Thank you, guys. I got a chance to hear what Randy Whitman was saying to the team. He preached patient offense and encouraged his guys to use the shot clock. He wants his guys to be deliberate. After making that initial point, then he talked about not getting careless defensively. He wants them playing conservatively at that end of the court. Gentlemen, some late-game adjustments that could prove crucial in the game's closing moments. Kevin, over to you.
And thank you, Doris. Blair with it. Now Smith defending. Inside. Orlando grabs the miss.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, dominating performance for Washington.
They found a great rhythm from long range.
They sure did, Kevin. Every time they left a man open deep, he'd get a good look at the basket. And they didn't hesitate, and the aggressiveness paid off.
And so this is going to end up as victory number 24 on the year.
And in this era of unparalleled parity, it takes a lot to sweep an opponent in 4 straight games. But that's exactly how they finished off their season series tonight against the Magic.
Fantastic show put on. What an amazing game all around it was for Bradley Beal. You can't look back at too many major moments in this game and not see him being a part of it. He was all over this one. Not too many of those shots were dropping for him in the first half, but it's been a different story here in the second.
From deep, no good from Clutch. Washington's gotten just 1 of 4 three-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Temple dishes to Blair. Now the feed to Temple. Nice ball movement by Washington. Puts up the baby hook. Another one falls for Washington.
Well, if it wasn't already out of reach, it is now thanks to this spurt.
Just keep on firing, man. No reason to slow down now.
Here's Clutch. Jump shot is good that time. We've got 13 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Here's Temple. And so it's Washington eat.
Yes, I'm here with John Wall, and congratulations, John, on the win. What's the key to a performance such as this?
Well, man, we do a good job of helping. We know it's not one-on-one matchups. We do a good job helping, and that's our job, is to come out here and play. And
UGLY.
Man, ugly doesn't even begin to describe what happened out there.
What would you call it?
Sorry, pathetic, garbage, embarrassing.
Just gotta let it go. Get back at it tomorrow. Study some film, see what we did wrong. Hit the weight room, get some treatment. Make up for it next time out.
Good idea. The quicker we get back out there, the quicker we can leave this nightmare behind us. Let's hit it.
the 2K Sports pregame show, sponsored by Sprite.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson along with Shaquille O'Neal on 2K Sports, and the NBA season is about to begin. Tonight's game at Quicken Loans Arena, it's the Cleveland Cavaliers going up against the Washington Wizards. Well, for Washington, it's always an exciting time of the year as fans and other players and coaches around the league all getting a first look at how they might be shaping up for the upcoming season. Last year, Randy Whitman, as a head coach,
We've got Washington facing the Cleveland Cavaliers. Kevin Harlan here with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. Thanks for joining us on this Saturday afternoon. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. So Cleveland will get the first possession. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. So on the floor for Washington, Wall and Beal together in the backcourt. Nene down low with Gortat. And it's Pierce in at the small forward.
You know, he was smart to draw his man out to the perimeter. He's giving up too much size to be effective inside.
Agreed. As long as he picks his spots, his outside shot will be hard to block, no matter who's on it. John Wall at 6'4", with a 39-inch vertical leap and long arms to boot, is an elite physical specimen when it comes to the point guard position.
Pushing it up. And the rejection by James. There's the lob to the hoop, and Waiters with the stop.
Surreal alley-oop that time, partner.
The pass, Clark, the catch, the dunk, all of it perfect.
Precision at its finest.
Yeah, and it all had to be perfect and in precision. That's not nearly as easy as they made it look.
And Wall, a blur, guys, in the open court. Perhaps, Steve, the fastest player in the league.